because I got to time that down. I didn't see what they brought, which is also not the smartest decision I've ever made. Did I not even do this? Man, I really kind of messed up. But I'm glad to have someone to talk to. Always happy to have someone on the channel. All right. I'm also used to having lethal, but I don't. All right, here we go. They usually spawn... Yep, there's that. Gonna go here. There's that. Pre-running. Just take that. I don't have the same map I'm used to having either. Like, this is not the best iteration of RPD. Like, I had it in my head to defend those gens, but those aren't the gens. Really? Oh, wow, I'm toast. I can't get down there in time. Yep. And then there's a pallet. Wow. That's the thing that always amazes me. Like, the number of times these guys are like, no, I got this. Yeah, no, that was definitely two people. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, not doing my best here, guys. Yeah, come at me, bro, he says. Come at me, bro. Well, you know what? Sometimes you get this iteration of RPD. I don't really know what to do. Things here. I didn't do well enough. I really didn't. And then there's a... Man, this is tough. Oh! Cheap. Cheapy, cheapy, cheapy. I am, yeah. Dude, even with that, see, already I'm like, yeah, if I had bamboozle, that wouldn't matter. Like, already that's what I'm thinking. Already I'm like, dude, if I had bamboozle, that guy would be gone by now. Like, yeah, that is awesomely bad. Honestly, I look, like, normally RPD has a much better 3-gen, and I get that. Normally RPD is a lot better for that. And then they just go, right? Wait, are you all, how did that not work? Every other time I get the insta. That's it, folks. So, I mean, this other build you're saying is supposed to be like great, but this will literally be my first zero man. This is literally my first zero kill. And so I understand that what you use works for you. I do. It's just kind of how the game goes sometimes. But sometimes what works for one person works for them too, man. So like I said, I get it. You use what you use. But yeah, no, this was, I didn't have enough line of sight. If I had bamboozle, I would have gotten that other guy out. So I mean, like, I'm not denying how good you are. I'm not denying, like, you know, I'm not denying what you do and how well you play. I don't know if you have a stream or not, you know. You know, so I'm not denying what works for you, but this is literally the first 0K I've had in this whole game, and that hurts. That hurts a lot. It's really brutal. And on a map like that, where I don't have any way to stop them from vaulting, you know, I don't know, maybe brutal strength, maybe, like, and again, that's of all the RPDs, I would say that's the most challenging, because it's really hard to get people grouped. You know, everywhere you turn, there's a pallet. You know, they had the right tools. I mean, good play to them. Again, like, I don't understand people who are like, no, they didn't play well, you played bad. I think that's rude to them and to the other individual. You know, obviously I played bad, I lost, but that doesn't mean they didn't also play well. You know. You know. So, you know, I don't know, but it, you know, yeah, so those survivors were really efficient. Yeah, they were. And again, most other RPD maps are going to be a lot more challenging, but you know, I'm more than willing to try different builds. I'm more than willing to try different things. But when I try something and it fails horribly, one, it doesn't feel good, and two, like, hey, I tried a new thing, it didn't work out. I'm gonna stick to things that have been working. No, the best one is the one where you have the 2 gens and the one in the office. The 2 gens in main and the one in the office. Because that 3-gen, especially for someone like Myers. But again, like, everyone's welcome to their opinions. Everyone's welcome to their thoughts. And it's important to note. It's important to note. No, there are, most iterations of that map has 2 gens in that main building, and that's what makes it so strong for Killer. But I want to make sure I acknowledge it with with. 'Cause, And again, so I want to make sure I acknowledge it. Whenever anyone's like a baseball pitcher or a football player or a Dead by Daylight player, sometimes what works for them is just what works for them. And if it works for them, then like sometimes I'll try it. But my whole 6,000, 7,000 hours of Dead by Daylight have been about understanding that the survivors have to do the gens. So if I defend the gens, you know, it's my home territory. Now that doesn't mean your way doesn't work. It most specifically doesn't mean your way doesn't work for you. But the way I play, like first off, again, Myers is tough for me to play. And so I tried a different build. I was willing to try it out, but and maybe I was in my head, you know, like, oh, I don't have corrupt, so I have to get something. But then I felt impatient because there were so many good places to go. So, you know, it kind of goes that way. But, you know, it is what it is. I have 2 wins and 2 losses, which, you know, what you don't know is when I played 100 games with Myers, I had just about the same record. And I don't know, but the next like 4 or 5 splits, it was just nightmare after nightmare after nightmare. So I'm already like freaking out about like previous, you know, the previous ones kind of went downhill for me. But, you know, hey, I'm more than happy with that. Let me finalize this one. I had literally 1 hook. No kills. My first, so it is my first like no kill of the whole challenge. So, you know, it's gonna go that way sometimes. Let me see here. I'm still kind of ahead of the game. I am now at 26 and 8 and 6. Hey Siri, what's 26 minus 40?
26 minus 40.
I'm sorry, I did that wrong. Hey Siri, what's 26 divided by 40?
26 divided by 40.
So I still have a 65% win rate. Hey Siri, what's 8 divided by 40?
Divided by 40.
20% loss rate. This win rate was 50-50. Let me see here. That's 8, 9. Hey Siri, what's 9 divided by 16? Hey Siri, what's 9 divided by 16? I'm just totaling the split. 56% kill rate for this split. I track all this data. I time out the gens, all those things. All right, so 17, 18, 19 times. I had a 1K and my first 0K. I don't know, like the content creators I super respect. They'll go in there with any build and do well because their game sense is just on point. Their skill is just on point. I actually tried that this time. You can go back and look. And for the first time ever, like, I don't know, maybe they dead-hearted. That's something I can look at. But normally you can Mori off hook. And that time they, well, I mean, I'm a big fan of aughts, hens. True Talent does viewer request builds. And for you to have the ability to go back and play with literally anyone and literally any gen pressure, or any build and still win consistently, I'll openly admit you're better than I am. But lucky for me, like, I can bring whatever I feel like bringing. So I got to do one more thing, because I'm closing out this video for the YouTubes. Hey Siri, what's 160 minus 115?
160
Yeah, okay.
minus 100.
So I still have a 72% kill rate and a 65% win rate. So it's not the end of the world. But for me, I'm like, hey man, what I was doing was working, and I'm gonna roll with that. You know, I might think of something better. I mean, there's a whole other build where you bring infinite and unknowing. So you kick a gen, and then you're just walking around insta-downing people. So there are different things to try, different things to work on. Yep. So it's not like it was. It's not like it was everything. It's another subpar split, but you know that happens sometimes, and it's really awesome that you're here talking. Well, so for me, I don't count hook states. I count actual times I put survivors on a hook, and a kill is obviously when they're dead. So whether I hook them and camp them out to death, or I hook them 3 times, I count the actual times I hook them, and I count the deaths, I count the gens, all of that data. But what I need to do here, just for a quick second, is get this game closed out, and then we'll chat a little bit more